Everybody, it's Kim the Crafty Nomad, and I am back with another episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast Sunday Shenanigans. Welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time here, I thank you for checking me out. If you've been with me for this whole ride, thank you for coming back and for all your continued support. If you like what you see, if you find it interesting, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I am about 12 people away from 2K, so I really want to try to get there. So if you've been watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell so that you'll get a notification every time I upload a new video. Now, you want to do the one that's completely filled in, the solid notification bell. That's the one you want, because that's going to give you your best chance of getting a notification every time I upload, but it's no guarantee. The way YouTube goes, you just never know if you are going to get a notification. I get notifications from my own videos, which I think is kind of interesting. I get suggestions with my own videos. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but you would think that it would know that not to suggest my own video to me, but okay, whatever. I hope that means they're suggesting it to other people. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram as Kim the Crafty Nomad, at Kim the Crafty Nomad. On Ravelry, I am Pettis Kim Knits, and when I started Ravelry, I was not a crocheter yet. So, Pettis Kim Knits, PettisKimKnits. I have an Etsy shop and a Facebook group for this podcast, which will be linked down below. I know I've been a little bit sparse on the show notes for the lives. It's just when you're trying to do this every day, it's something's got to give, and for me, it's the show notes. But I will put some show notes for this particular video. All right, so on the Sunday Shenanigans segment of the podcast, we talk about everything. Now, everything that hasn't already been talked about throughout the week. So I'm going live every day, so a lot of things are already talked about. So hopefully that means these videos will be a little bit shorter. On every other Tuesday, I'm doing a chat with me, a crochet with me, crochet and chat, I should call it. Every other Wednesday, I'm doing a Wednesday wrap session where you're following me along on a long languishing whip that I'm trying to finish, and which I probably need to put some work in on that before today is over. So I have something to show you because that is coming up this week. On Saturdays, we do Squared Up Saturdays, where we talk about all of the blankets that I have been working on, and but they are all blankets that are made up of smaller parts that are eventually joined together. So this year, so far, I have been able to complete 2 really big blanket projects, which is awesome for it to be just May to already have 2. And I had 2 by the end of March. So that's pretty good. And I really believe the schedule that I've been on is really what is helping me to continue to progress. And I was thinking about it this morning. I have about 6 blankets in progress. Okay, so and 3 of them are modular, so you will see those on the Squared Up Saturday. And those blankets are made up of squares or rectangles or long strips, anything that's modular. Okay, and then and then Sunday we talk about everything else. So if I gotten any new goodies in that I haven't shown you, that I can show you, I will show that here. Any other projects that I'm working on, I will show that here. Any other crafts that I'm doing, I will show that here. Now, I'm the Crafty Nomad, and it's because I'm all over the place when it comes to my crafting, but I don't think I have anything other than crochet to show you today. So yeah, I have 1 whip, I have 1 FO, and And that is it. I don't have any goodies to show you that I haven't already shown. Yeah, I don't. I did go to Hobby Lobby, but the only thing I got was some of the crochet hooks from Yarnology because they were 50% off. And these are all hooks that likely are going to be in a giveaway, and that's why I got them. I'm also doing hashtag May Live a Day 2022, which means I'm going live every day in the month of May. And every Friday, I will do a giveaway. So I did the first one this past Friday. Yeah, I did the first one this past Friday, and the next one is coming up. So join me. And it's usually in the morning. Okay, I'm usually on at some time like between 7, somewhere around 7 a.m. Pacific time. So go ahead and give me a join over there. And I think that is the stuff that I got from Hobby Lobby was negligible, so I didn't bring it over here. I may show it on the live section, the live today, okay, which I will do right after I finish recording this. All right, so let's move on, guys. Okay, so without further ado, let's look at this finished object. Bam! It is the it is the C2C, the mini C2C that I have been working on for quite a while. I didn't look in my notebook to determine when I started this, but it started out with 2 Lion Brand cupcake leftovers that I had previously made a amigurumi with. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use this up. I really want to empty out this project bag. And it was literally in this project bag. And I pulled them out and I started working on them. And they started right here with this green into this pink. And we got all the way somewhere in here before the 2 ran out. And then I started working with 2 Lion Brand mandalas in the colorway Gnome. And that is how we finished this out. So here you go. Well, I'll tell you, we finished it out and I didn't measure it, but it is quite a nice size and it's lightweight and it just came out very nicely. So it started from okay, so it started from this corner and then it ended on this corner. So I actually started and began with a green, a little different green. And then what I did was I still had, like I said, I thought that the 2 cupcakes that I had were going to get me fairly far in this blanket. They didn't get me far at all. So I just didn't think about how much yarn crochet just eats. And these C2Cs are yarn eaters. So if you want a stash bust, this is the way to go. And so I bought 1 mandala gnome and thought that was going to get the thing finished. And if I had narrowed it down, if I had stopped increasing, that probably would have been enough. But I like substantial projects. If I'm going to make a blanket, I want it to have a lot of room in it, right? I want it to be pretty big. And even if it is going to be like a toddler, like I would say that this is more of a toddler blanket because it's a really nice size. Like it's not my wingspan, but it's pretty big. Pretty big. I can see a little toddler walking around with that. So anyway, the second ball of mandala gnome did not do it. So I went ahead and bought the first ball didn't do it. So I went ahead and bought a second ball. And that actually did finish out the C2C portion. And then I just continued on with the border, which I tried a couple of different options for the border. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. First I did something that I thought would be pretty. But then it was not good with this number 3 weight yarn. So then I started something else and it was ruffly. It was making my edges really ruffly. So I took that out. So I ended up, at first I'm just going to go around and do single crochet rounds a few times and then be okay with it. But then of course I decided that I wanted to add in my favorite stitch, which is the herringbone half double crochet. So after doing 2 rounds of the single crochet, I did 2 rounds of the herringbone half double crochet, and then I was going to end it out with one more round of single crochet. But when I did that, I finished that, I had so much more yarn left. Not enough for a whole project, but definitely enough to get around a couple of more times. So I went around one more time, and then I was like, oh, maybe I can go around. Let me look at this. So I did one more time, and then I was like, maybe I can go around one more time. Well, it ran out. It did run out right before. I had maybe 30 or 40, maybe 50 more stitches to do, and it ran out. So then I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to just rip it out and not do that last round. But I really wanted to use up the entire cake and not have anything left over. And then I remembered that I had, remember, if you've been watching the lives, I showed you a haul of yarn that my husband got me from Daiso. And there was this yellow that I actually considered finishing, can't really see it, finishing the whole thing with before I bought the second mandala cake. I was like, I can just finish it out with this yellow because it said it was a number 3. And the yellow really did match the yellow that's already in here. You can't really, the only reason why you can tell the difference if you saw it in person is because this yellow had the texture of a Caron Simply Soft. It is just as splitty, which is why I'm not a fan of Caron Simply Soft, except in the Centro. It's a wonderful thing in the knitting machine. But to actually work with it is really tough because the way I crochet, I split it. It's very splitty. But so this was also very splitty. It has also got that shiny texture, which I'm also not a fan of either. But it worked on this blanket. And when I went, so I just needed a tiny bit of it to finish. But I decided that the best thing to do was just go around the whole thing one more time with that. So the border ends up having, 2, 4, like 7 rounds of additional stitching to finish it out. Anyway, it turned out beautifully. I love it. I'm going to put it away. I will keep it safe until either it needs to be a gift or it needs to be donated. But yeah, it came out wonderfully, and that is going to be blanket number 3. I think Heather over at Bunnyfish Crafts is doing the year of the blanket. I was like, this is the year of the blanket for me as well. And so it's a lot of people working on a lot of blankets, and therefore this is going to be my 3rd one for 2022. So I'm very excited to have that finished. So once that got finished, and I've crocheted quite a bit this weekend. A lot of my efforts were already talked about in my previous videos, but also I worked a lot on my hashtag Summer Yarny YouTube Hop project, which I may do more of that today. Every time I get on these videos, I talk about what I'm going to do later, and then I poop out because I've been crocheting all day by the time I get here. And, but anyway, let me hurry up because I'm starting to get really hot. It's getting hot. Okay, so I decided that I did want to participate in Stephanie from Stephanie's Yarn Escape, her hashtag amigurumi, attack of the not hashtag, Attack of the Amigurumi 2022. I tapped out on the last month. I did not enter anything, but I really did want to try to do it this month. And I had the perfect pattern. I mean, I got plenty of options. And so what I did was, since I finished the C2C, I put the new project in this bag that I got from Lori Gray for my birthday, and I believe in 2020 she gave me this. It's a cupcake bag, and that was the year that I discovered that I was diabetic and I wasn't going to have birthday cake. So people were sending me cupcakes of all kinds, and I enjoyed that. But I went ahead because um, I want, and the theme for this month is around the pond. So it can be anything that you would consider you would find it around the pond. It could be a snail, it could be a beaver, it could be some kind of a fish, it can be a duck. And so I went with duck because I had this pattern, and I bought this pattern on Etsy. And I think I did. I bought this pattern on Etsy. And I bought it. I don't remember why I bought it now. I think because years ago, somebody I followed was making these baby ducks for Easter for their grandchildren. And I've been trying to find that pattern ever since. I found it back then, but I couldn't, I haven't been able to find it. Um, I haven't been able to find it. But anyway, this is the pattern. Let's see if I can. All right, here we go. Can you see the baby duck? There you go. And the pattern is by, who is the designer, guys? Oh, it is Crochet by Kelsey G. And on Etsy, it's a paid for pattern. Anyway, I bought it on Etsy. And I think she's Canadian because the price came up in Canadian money and then it converts for me. But anyway, um, what I want to say about this pattern is when you purchase it, you get it to, she gives you instructions to do it in blanket yarn as well as worsted weight acrylic. And so I decided that I would do mine in worsted weight acrylic. But what I'm doing is I grabbed the rest of that yellow yarn and I have some leftover ombre yarn. Um, I showed you guys this yarn I'm using for my uh, uh, summer yarny YouTube hop project. So I grabbed that, what I had left of that, and this, and held two strands together, okay, because I really want to try and use these things up. And I had quite a bit of that ombre. I'm still going to have quite a bit, but I got a plan for that. So I started my duck. He's not going to be as big as the blanket yarn, but he is going to be bigger than the duck in with just one strand of worsted weight. So that is the head all done. And I like how she did it because it really is going to have the shape of what you would think a duck, like Tweety, not Tweety Bird, but anyway, I guess like Tweety Bird, little cheeks. So I love that. Eyes are in. I used a bigger size eye because he was going to be a little bit bigger than what the pattern called for, since I'm holding two strands together. It's not going to be as big as blanket yarn, but it is going to be bigger. Now, let me see. Well, I don't think I can see it. And so I started the head, and I finished the head, and now I got this much of the body done. It's blowing out because of, I don't know what. Just because it's going to blow out. I'm trying. All right. So that is what I've been working on. I worked on that. I finished the blanket right at the beginning of Zoom church. So then I went right into, and I started this today during Zoom church. And I've just been kind of sitting on the bed and working on it. And I think I am going to give it a bit of a rest and move on to something else. Like, yeah, I need to clean the kitchen, need to cook some food, and so I think I'm gonna put this crochet down. But that is it. Those are the two projects that I wanted to share with you guys. And I don't have anything else to show you. So I think what I'm going to do is end it out right here. I want to ask again that you not forget to join me again on the lives every day. And also all the other content. I appreciate you all for hanging out with me. Please, please, please feel free to share out this video. Help me get to 2,000. Also, over on the Facebook group, I just noticed in the last week that we have surpassed 300 members of the Facebook group. So we are going to be doing a giveaway over there. So if you're not already a part of that group, the link will be down below so you can come in and you can answer the questions. Very easy, almost redundant questions. And then I will let you in to be a part of that group where you can post your pictures of all the things that you're making, because I want to see that too. I mean, doing the lives are really fun, but I still don't get to see what you guys are doing unless you post a picture over on that Facebook group. You can also email me. My email address will be in the description box below. And I think, like I said, the upcoming stuff is the Summer Yarny YouTube Hop, which reveal day is the first day of summer, which is June 21st this year. In addition, right after that, within like a week or so of that, we're going to start our Christmas in July make-along. And we are going to be making that Christmas spirit gnome that I keep telling y'all about. And the magazine is over here somewhere, but I think I'm going to cause an avalanche if I try too hard to find it, so I'm going to leave that be. But yeah, I've been talking about it, so please get your yarns ready. I mean, July 1st is going to be here before we know it, and I look forward to doing that. That is my very first make-along that I'm hosting by myself. Now, I did hear a little birdie on one of the lives say something about a possible blanket, star blanket make-along, because I have never successfully pulled off one, and because I've only tried once, and because I was not successful, I haven't done it again. And I was just watching Total Lee, Lee Mack. She is such a talented crocheter and talented designer. She's amazing. But she was just talking about how she had never had success with a star blanket, and she had tried at least 4, 5, 6 times. I don't know, a lot of times. I've only tried once, and that one failure, I've never done it again. But she recommended a specific designer. I think her name is Allison Russell. I'm gonna look her up and look at her star blanket tutorial and try that. So with the rest of that red heart ombre, that's gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna make a scrappy one, I think. But anyway, we'll have to see if we're gonna do something formal or informal on that. But our formal make-along is for sure the Christmas in July Christmas spirit gnome that we are all going to be making together. All right. That's it. That's all for this episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. And for somebody who didn't have a lot to talk about, I've been talking a long time. So I'm going to sign off and I will see you. I'm going to go right into the live right after this. So I hopefully will see some of you guys over there. But in the meantime, until we meet again, keep it crafty. I will see you in the next video. Bye.